but everybody seems to be going back and getting haircuts. What's the best practice now, and what's the safety track record like?
Yeah, so as the states reopen, pretty much every state imposed guidelines for salons and barbershops to reopen safely. And, there's some variance, but across the board, masks should be required from the barber as well as the client. There should be no walk-ins. There should be appointments only. So people are showing up at the time of their appointment and they're waiting outside of the shop. So there's no more waiting inside the shop. There should be disinfecting of the barber chair, all of the supplies, all of the tools. A lot of states are requiring disposable capes. So you're not using an old cape that somebody wore just before you.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I like the disposable cape. Just for cleanliness in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paper, just make it out of paper. Toss it afterwards.
Yeah, just toss it.
Are people reconfiguring these and putting plastic between the stations, or is that like overkill?
I've seen that. It's not like across the board, but I've seen some shops experimenting with that. Which the plastic buffer is always, because like the germs can go over the plastic.
Yeah, that one doesn't make sense to me. Like if you're in a confined space, it really is the density of the space and then the mask wearing. So people just need to be vigilant about on both sides wearing masks, and then the face shield is like an extra protection for dentists and people who have to do this 10 times a day.
Yeah.
And that seems to work, right?
That works. I mean, first of all, barbers are probably one of the only types of professionals who are actually trained on this prior to COVID. Really? To get their license, they have to study, how to disinfect materials, how to not, spread disease like that. That's all part of their education anyway. Now you add this COVID situation, and like they're one of the best prepared types of professionals, in my opinion, to handle this versus like, a waiter who just could be anybody. So barbers have to be licensed according to, state law. And in terms of like what we're seeing, like you said, there have been reports of spread, in some, I think it was a salon actually. But interestingly, in that salon, they all wore masks and no clients were infected. So I mean, it goes to show, and there were like hundreds of cuts performed. So it goes to show you like the power of actually wearing, if everybody wears a mask and if the procedures are followed.
That's a very interesting point. If we just studied barbershops, which have, 5 chairs and 10 customers for each chair, you got 50 people coming in and out a day with 5 barbers and, probably a reception area. So you're talking about 6 stationary people and 50 people coming in and out. You could just use that as your testing and tracing. And then eventually people could test when they get to the barbershop. I don't know if you've seen that starting yet, but I predict that's going to become the big win, is just come to the barbershop and get tested, and we'll throw in the $15 test. Yeah,
government should really be working with barbershops because they're really, there's hubs of the community, and people are going to continue getting haircuts, as long as they can. And had barbershops been a vector of spread, like they'd be shut down immediately. Like we would have heard about it. And so we know that that's not happening.